Good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever it is, whenever you watch this video. I am making this because I have talked to different people about a tool that I use for my prayer life, and it is a prayer request journal. Now, I have a prayer request journal and I have a prayer journal, and those are two totally different things. My actual prayer journal, I write down my prayers in within the journal. I actually write them out, and that helps me to stay focused. And the way that I stay focused when I pray out loud is my prayer request journal. And I just kind of sit with it on my lap and kind of go through the different pages. So I bought this journal at Walmart, and it's just a notebook. It's not actually what they like label a journal. So it's just a notebook, and it has 3 sections in it. So I'm going to tell you what I have in each of the 3 sections. Now, each of the 3 sections can be totally different for you. It's what you um, it's what you need for yourself to help keep you focused. So this is what has helped me keep me focused. And so at the very beginning, I have just things that speak to me, such as maybe things that a pastor has said that I want to remember, or different Bible verses that maybe have spoken to me at different times in my life. And also, I have a section in here that is thanks. I write down all the things that I'm thankful for, and I have a big long list. And a lot of times, I'll just keep adding to that list. So, in that section, that's about all that I have. Then in the second section is I use the notebook, and I also use these little post-it notes. And I use I use the square ones. It's what I have some that are rectangular. It doesn't really matter the shape, but it's just whatever you like. So I will write prayer requests on on the notes. Now, some of the ones that I have on this first page are like miniature little prayers. For example, this one here says, Father, please curb my careless speech and put a guard on my tongue today and every day. Now, I need to pray that every single day. And so then I have another one, set a guard over my mouth, Lord, keep watch over the door of my lips. I need to pray that every single day. So I have on that page, it's just kind of things, prayers that I want to pray a lot about myself, or for myself. Just like set me apart by your truth and help others to believe in you through my words, that we would all become one. Excuse me. So that's on the first little page of that section. And then after that, I have a couple pages for each of my kids. And I kind of like flash this so that you can see it, because there are, on each page there may be private requests that maybe somebody has asked me to pray for, and I don't want to share those with anyone. So I have a couple pages for each kid. Now, these have long-term requests that may not be answered for years and years and years. Excuse me. And they also have short-term requests. For example, right now on each of my kids' pages, there are requests about their future spouses. That God will lead them to someone who is a Christian, and someone who is going to be a good partner for them, and that red flags will be raised if there's something that they need to know, that about that future spouse potentially, that they that God would show them. And then I also have short-term requests. For example, one of my sons, I have spring of 2020 classes. He's in college, or two of my sons are in college. And so I have spring of 2020 classes. And so I have a page for each of my kids, and then I have a page for my husband, and just different things that I am praying for him. Then I have another page that has something that I am praying for all three of my kids. For example, for God to direct their steps and help them to be steadfast and protect them from stumbling. So that is kind of a group together type thing. So I have a page where just all of them are grouped together. And then I have a page for salvation. Those people in my life, friends, family, friends of friends, family of friends that need salvation. And I have a list of those. And, some days I pray individually for each one. And then other days I'll just say, all the people who are on this page. And then I have just in general requests as well in this section. And it's just prayer requests that I've seen in church, or somebody kind of stops me at school or stops me wherever and says, hey, can you pray for this? Or if I see it on Facebook or wherever and I tell the person that I'm going to pray, then I will put it in my prayer request journal. So then the last section, which is my favorite section, and I find myself a lot going back and looking at this section, and it is my prayer answer. It's the answers to prayer. When God answers a prayer, then I take, and that's what makes this so neat. When God answers a prayer, I take one or whatever it is off of, let's see, let me find one. That's a good one. Oh, the one that I showed you about the spring classes of 2020. So when spring classes are over, I will write the date that the spring classes are over. If a lot of times I'll even put, that they got the dean's list or president's list, or and write that on that so that I can remember. And then I take this post-it note and I take it back to my section that are my answers prayer requests, and I put the post-it note in there. And it makes it really nice whenever you can go back and you can look and see, for example, my daughter Madison, she had at some point in her college career, she had to take a test to move on to the next section in her education program. And so I wrote down that's what I was praying for, that she would pass that math part of that test. And so you can see when that happened, I wrote answered across it, and I even wrote a date so that we kind of knew when it was. It's kind of neat to see that. And so, like I said, I find myself a lot just leafing through the pages and finding different things, different answers to prayer requests that I've had. And, it just shows that how faithful God is, so faithful to answer my prayer requests. And so that's exactly what I do. And I know it's a lot easier when you see it. So that's what I do. This is my tool that I use for my prayer requests. And I hope that it helps someone to either use this as their tool as well, or maybe it will spark an idea in your head of something that might be a better tool for you. So I hope that helps someone.